Okay, here we are for the inaugural, or possibly the reborn RPS recap. I'm Core Knight. Hello, for people who haven't heard my voice before. And with me is Smiffy. Say hello, Smiffy. I'm gonna keep saying your other
Smiffy,
name.
yeah, or Bob Top. I keep changing the name.
Yeah.
But
um,
yeah,
yeah.
thanks for doing these recaps. It's yeah, bring a bit of life back into the league, I think.
It can't hurt, and it's fun. And I quite like the
Yeah,
idea of rolling the rounds, live so people can see and stuff as well, right? So I think that's kind of entertaining. Uh, yeah, and we have a few viewers,
definitely.
which is nice. So we're going to start with paper and work our way up, right? So these are the results from week one. We're not actually going to cover the results at the moment. We're gonna roll it and look at the teams and what they're going to be doing in the coming week. Yeah, because that way, that's what's important. So I
We're
pressed the
going to be
button.
doing bets next week as well, aren't we?
Well, yeah. So I'll confirm the round.
Uh-huh.
Yes. Okay, the round is confirmed. Um, and now we get to see who's facing each other. And in RPS paper, I will run the matchups command, but I've added a bet thing. So underneath each matchup, there is a home emote, an X emote, which means a draw, and a bus, which means away. And they correspond to the two teams. So the first emote would mean you're thinking that I should probably put this on screen, shouldn't I?
That would make sense.
That would make more sense. It's going to be tiny, but and it's going to change.
I've heard that before.
Okay. Whoops. Wait a second. That's changed the whole. What? Wait.
We're still looking at the Blood Bowl screen. There we go.
No, it's changing
Now we're
to
looking at lots of
a
screens.
different monitor. That's weird. That shouldn't be doing that. That's my okay, sorry. Did I also delete Discord? No, there it is. All right. So let's put Discord over this. Let's move this somewhere else. All right, so there you go. I actually have the Discord on stream now. Although it's
We're
tiny.
just seeing your OBS screen.
Yeah, give it a second. It's in a couple of seconds. Paper is there. All right, so I don't know how much you can see, but I'm not going to zoom this in right now. But there's an emote underneath each. There are 3 emotes underneath each match. The first emote corresponds to the first name and team winning. The middle emote corresponds to a draw, and the third emote corresponds to the away team, the second team winning. Does that make sense?
The house means home.
Yeah.
Yeah, house means home. X means draw, and the bus means you're travelling away.
Yeah, exactly. So, makes perfect sense. All right.
Yeah. And how do the odds work? I know you're a master of this.
Oh, okay. So yeah, so there is actually there are odds underneath each bet as well, and those odds are spike. Sorry, they're underneath the teams, above the actual emotes. The lower the number is, Spikebot thinks it's more likely that you'll win. So you want a lower number. If your number is 1.9 something, then Spikebot thinks you're the winner. And if your number is 2.0 something, then the Spikebot thinks you're not going to win. And sometimes the draw isn't 2.0, but in this case, it's all 2.0.
60% previous matchups between the two races, and 40% on the coaches. Is that right?
Yeah.
So coaches.
Yeah, so it's to do with the coach win rate overall, which kind of might be a little bit unfair if someone's playing a new race or something. They've been absolutely dominating with some tier 1, and now they're playing halflings or something. And also it's based on CCL, so there's a lot more lower TV games as well. So it could be like you're playing Chaos have a surprisingly low win rate because of all the people starting 1,000 TV teams and losing with them. And hello, Schooner Dude.
Yeah,
thank you for following, and also Spikebot thinks that you're not going to win, and you agree with it. Well, don't give up just yet. Who are you playing? You're playing Gilbert. Anyway, we'll get to that in a second. So let's look at these matchups. The first matchup is Bryn's team, Viola. So we'll look at that. He's playing Lizards. So all of these teams are probably going to be pretty basic and without very many skills as paper, right? So they should be quite low TV with very few skills. Box Full of Dwarves is also now following. Thank you for the follow. Anyway, so he's got a Crocs for Stand Firm, 2 Bloxauruses, an Agi up Skink, which is awesome. Nothing like Agi 4 Stunty.
He's taking a bit of a beating, though, isn't he?
Is that just an MNG on the Crocs? I mean, yeah, it's always bad when you lose one of the bigger lizards, and a move bust as well is kind of bad too. But I'd exchange that for an Agi up Skink any day. And sure,
they're cheating, aren't they? Agi 4 Skink.
Yeah, I may have won the Stunty Cup several times because of playing lizards with and having 2 Agi up skinks. Okay, we get so these lizards still on 2 rerolls. I guess they probably want to buy a 3rd reroll at some point. But they don't have enough money. They don't have enough money for anything but an extra skin, which is not worth it when you've got 10 players, right? You're going to get a loner anyway.
Just save up. Just save up for that reroll. He's got the Apo, hasn't he?
Yeah, he's got the Apo. But otherwise, solid enough looking team. And they're playing Squad Dismember General Alarm, which is Zon's. Ooh. Now, the bot favours lizards by a pretty small margin. Actually, most of the games. But all the games favour the home team by a tiny margin. I'm not entirely certain that bot is doing the maths there.
Sometimes it doesn't work, does it?
Yeah, I think the numbers are out. But, we'll see. Pretty standard Zon build. All the blitzers, 1 thrower, 1 catcher. 4 rerolls.
We start talking about how Zons are your favourite race?
I despise Zons. They are my least favourite race. They are the reason it's acceptable that dwarfs exist, because they need to die. Sorry. Yeah, the Zons have actually caused
somebody without tackle.
The Zons have caused an actual allergic reaction. It's and yeah, so lizards are kind of a bit OP at 1,000 TV as well. They're both very good at this TV. I hate Zons because of how good they are at this TV and then how terrible they become later on. I've had some horrible games where I've just been able to do nothing against the team of Zons at 1,000 TV. And I've had other games where I've played as Zons, and when you get to about 1,400, everyone has tackle and you die horribly. So I don't like playing against them or with them, frankly.
They're all in tournaments.
I mean, they're slow, so the whole movement 6. I mean, so also you're just prodding at all the reasons I hate them, but basically their stat line, them all being the same, is horrifically boring to me, and I dislike it intently. They should have something special about them, and that might be happening. They are the next Spike, by the way, in case people care about 2020. Or even Blood Bowl 3 at some point. Zons will exist on Blood Bowl 3, right?
Maybe.
Well, they're the next Spike, and their stat lines are going to not be all the same across the board, which I am a big fan of. And they won't all have dodge anymore as well. Yeah,
definitely.
Allegedly.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. How about that?
Yeah, it's big news.
Yeah, much in the same way as some of the Norse players lost block as well, but anyway.
It'd be a close game.
Yeah, I'm going to favour the Zons on this one. I think the Zons are kind of one of the few teams that Lizards don't want to be facing. Although that actually no, I'm taking back that. Edge 4 Skink running past Zons should just score and win every game, right? Yeah, okay. I've clicked on the home icon underneath Bryn, so I'm locking myself in for that bet. And anyone who's watching or not even watching can join in, and we'll try and top up the points every week also. Yeah. No cash prizes. Definitely nothing. You're not going to gain anything from doing this because it's just for fun. Anyway, the next game is me against Flying Torpedo Whale, Pony of Doom, who also appears to be called Box Full of Dwarfs on Twitch. My God, can you pick a name? Jesus. Anyway, I guess as I'm the home team, we'll start with me. I'm on the second page, aren't I? There we go. I am playing a goblin team with a ball and chain and a chainsaw. Very original.
Nice.
And
both goblin teams won in this division last week as well.
Oh, did they? Oh, and Flying Speedo, is he playing goblins as well?
Yeah.
So it's a goblin off early in the season as well. Pony of Doom. He has gone for the Pogoer though, which I have not gone for. And he has an Apo. Why do you have an Apo? You're goblins. Boo. And he's also got sidestep on his Pogoer, which, you know, fine.
All right, yeah.
It's all right.
Well, you've just gone for pain, haven't you?
Well, like again, like the lizards, I think the thing that really unlocks goblins is having an agi up, and like having a pogoer means you really need the pogo to roll the agi up. Whereas if you don't bother with a pogoer, whichever goblin gets the agi up becomes your ball handling thing, right? So yes, it is you and me, box full of dwarfs. And who will win of the? I mean, you know, I'm the lower TV team, so I'm getting the bribes, right? I guess he could buy a bribe or two with his bank as well. But I'm definitely going for me, obviously. And I see Mr. Boxer Dwarfs has already bet on himself.
I'm going draw. I went draw in the last one as well.
I've appoed KO Chainsaw last game. It worked beautifully. Cool.
Nice.
I let him die.
Nice keeping him on the pitch though.
Yeah, that's true. But yeah, neither of us have any tackle though. Both of us have chainsaws. It's gonna be interesting. So the third game is Shatner's Bassoon and Absolute Shambles, which is dwarfs against Lord Ad Hoc, who is elves. Everyone loves this matchup, don't they? Except Elven Union players. Okay, no Troll Slayers. He's gone for the 2-run. Oh no, he has got a Troll Slayer. I'm an idiot. I just couldn't see it. So he has got Troll Slayer, and he's got both runners, and he's got both blitzers. 3 rerolls, 910 TV. Well, he might be saving up for a stadium. I guess no. So he's actually 980, isn't he? So he's missing a dwarf. That loader will make him 980.
Yeah.
Against Lord Ad Hoc's 1010 unscratched pro elves with a blitzer level.
What do you go and say that for?
I mean, you know, like they haven't got any damage yet. I mean, there's no need to tempt fate. We all know that the dwarves are going to punch them, and some elves are going to die. That's how this matchup goes. The question is, can the elves score more than the dwarves can score in that time, right?
Yeah, I fancy elves on this. I always think elves are really good against dwarves myself. The speed is the mega factor, and it's dodging away on 2+s all the time as well.
Yeah, I'd imagine that Lord Ad Hoc has an okay record with elves as well. I think he's a pretty good coach. Schooner Dude says, Schooner Dude even, the only good elf is a dead elf, obviously. Yeah. Well, you know, see that's why I really enjoy playing wood elves and pro elves, is because you get to win games and at the same time you get to kill elves. Like every week, you know that someone on your team is going to die, so therefore, it's brilliant.
We're both using elves, aren't we? In rock. So
Yeah, yeah.
yeah, we like dead elves.
I'm high elves in rock, but I'm in another league, OFL. I'm pro elves. I have played a fair amount of wood elves in my time as well. Um, like high elves are actually unusual for me. I actually play a lot of AV7 teams, so it's weird for me to play an AV8 team like high elves. And actually high
What's your
elves.
favourite elf team?
Well, high elves used to be along with Zons my two most hated teams. So I played them in RPS because I wasn't playing them anywhere. I felt like I needed to. Favorite elves. At the moment, it's probably pros. I really like the pros. Pro elves.
Same, yeah, they're my favourite.
Yeah, I find
I
dark
like the
elves a bit.
starting skills.
Yeah. Sidestep and Nerves of Steel are both immensely enjoyable for you and immensely irritating for opponent.
And normally, everyone only has the added skills put on, so they forget about the sidestep as well,
Mm-hmm.
which is quite nice.
Yeah. Yeah, that is very irritating. Although usually, like everyone on the team ends up with Bloodstep at some point, right?
Yeah,
I remember
that's the plan.
your team has been horrific at various points with like 6 Bloodstepping, you know, positionals.
Yeah, there's not enough guard. That's the thing with elves, isn't it? Try to get your guard, and
Mm-hmm.
you should be alright.
Okay, next game is Gelbeck's Paperboys, which is Undead. That's an intriguing name for Undead. Against Schooner Dude, RPS Bone Bags. This sounds like a dead off of some description at least.
Kenway. Yeah, he's Kenway.
Undead with only 1 ghoul.
Wow.
That's unusual. It's not something you see every day. But it seemed, I guess, for an extra zombie. Yeah, yeah. Hasn't gained any other. Yeah. All right. So. All right. Fine.
1 goal.
1 ghoul, indeed. I'm very taken aback. Although, wait a second. Does he now have enough money to buy a second ghoul? Is he going to go for a second ghoul? I think
Yeah.
he probably should, right?
Maybe he just wanted to level the first one up and have a load of zombies to protect the players. That might have been the plan.
Maybe, yeah. Intriguing against. Sorry, so that was Schooner Dudes, RPS Bone Bags, yeah, Camry, who are slightly lower TV at the moment because of a missing Tomb Guardian.
Yeah, but he's that's my favourite TV 1000 build. No throw raw.
Oh wow,
Just
no throw raw. Jeez.
yeah, no, not for the first like 3 or 4 games. And get your level ups on your blitz wars. Try scoring on them, and then get your throw raw. It's a bit risky.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I guess you also it means you get 3 rerolls, which is nice. But Kenry rerolls are kind of expensive, whereas if you can level up your throw rolls quickly, you can get leader, right?
Yeah, but like there's better skills. I think like kick off, return, and block are my favourite two on the throw roll.
Yeah.
Yeah, but being a Tomb Guardian down, that sucks, doesn't it? Like 3 Tomb Guardians is so hard for Kenway.
I mean, it does suck, but on the other hand, at least it's not dead because almost every time armor breaks on a Tomb Guardian, it feels like they get a debilitating death rather than MNG, right? The chances of MNG is relatively small when you're picking the worst of 2 dice, right? It's
Yeah.
It's a D6 and a 6 is death and a 4 and a 5. No, a 5 is perm and a 4 is MNG. So it must have been 2 numbers that were 4 or less, which is anyway. But it also has a level
Lucky.
on one of the other Tomb Guardians to take though. So what do you like to go with your first Tomb Guardian level?
Uh, Mighty Blow and all 4 of them.
Okay, you're a start with my blow and everything.
Yeah, well, all 6 of them actually, including the Blitzwild. There's Mighty Blow, there's 6 Mighty Blow as soon as you can get it.
And obviously, if it's a double, it's block, right? I assume.
Yeah, if you roll a double, it's block. Yeah,
Yeah.
but they don't. I don't think Tomb Guardians need it. I think Mighty Blow, Guard, Stand Firm, and that's it. They're complete.
Okay. Interestingly, because the TV is wait a second, no, because the TV is low, so it's going to be 920. Now, if Gelbeck does
40, he's going to be.
960 because he's got level and a zombie,
Yeah.
a skeleton.
Yeah.
Maybe 960. So maybe Gelbeck doesn't buy a ghoul because if he buys a ghoul, it gives enough. No, it doesn't give it. Yeah, it would give kind of enough for Schooner to then get a Merc Tomb Guardian maybe. Box full of dwarfs
Which is the dream.
So yeah, I didn't want to wade in on this, but I'm on the 4 guard first on Tomb Guardians. It's slower, but it's hard to deal with. Or it's better for bash matchups. I think. Or at least
4 Guard is lovely, but it just
yeah.
takes forever to level them up afterwards. You know?
Yeah. So I wouldn't even say 4 guard. I actually go like 2 or 3 guard, and then the last Tomb Guardian will get Mighty Blow to kind of hopefully catch them up a little bit. Because usually they'll be behind on SPP at that point as well. But I don't know.
Yeah, 4 Guard does help you control the pitch really well. But I just like punching things with them. If you're doing 3 dice, it's all right. It's a bit scary doing some 2 dice rolls with them, though, isn't it?
It's hard to lose when your opponent only has 3 players left on all right. So wait, which way are we going for this though? Who's? I think
I'm going for Undead.
Yeah, I'm going to join you with that one as well. I think. I just generally I prefer playing Undead. Undead are a pretty strong team. Smiffy smash.
Yeah, they're brilliant at low TV, aren't they?
Yeah, I mean they're pretty good at high TV as well. Whereas Khemri are kind of garbage all the time, in my humble opinion. All right. So,
I love Khemri. I've played more Khemri. I've played like 250 games with them, and my next one's like 120 games or something. So, yeah, I've hammered Khemri. I love them.
Yeah, I mean, I don't. Yeah, no, it's not my play style. Let's say, I'm not for out. I don't tend to play many strong teams. That's a lie. I play ogres, but anyway. All right. But yeah. I have started a Khemri team in one of my leagues, and so I might be coming to you for advice.
All right.
Yeah. Next game. Now I have a prediction about this game. It is Gypsum with military precision, which looks like it might be another dwarf. Oh no, it's Norse. Awesome. Against Heliocentrics, 3 moves ahead, which is a beautiful, possibly triple pun. It's kind of 3 mauves ahead, as in the color mauve. 3 mauves.
Or is that mauves?
As in, but also thinking 3 moves ahead, and also anyway, yeah. Beautiful bit of.
And Helio doesn't think 3 moves ahead. No way.
Well, so my prediction for this game is it doesn't get played until the last day of the competition because that's what Helio does. he makes me feel good about my organisational skills. That's so that I get to make a joke at his expense. Oh, this Norse team looks a bit older than the other teams we've seen.
Yeah, and Gypsum plays tons and tons of Norse, doesn't he? He's he plays it near enough every league I see him in. He's good with them.
Norse specialist, and he's got an agi up lineman, which means it's not a wasted skill. It's actually because like the biggest problem with Norse is linemen are great, except they get terrible skill access. So having an agi up means you've got a player who's going to gain SPP and also have useful skills like shorthands and kick off returns take. and a lot of killing potential as well.
Hmm.
That's horrific.
No Yeti yet, but he will get a Yeti. I'm sure of it.
Does he always play with the Yeti?
I'm pretty sure he does. Yeah.
I mean, I do like the Yeti, but I have enjoyed playing without the Yeti as well. And this team is like 1,160, which is you
And
know,
level up as well.
yeah, I guess
11,
180,
180. Yeah.
which is pretty cheap for this, if you ask me.
Almighty blow and piling on and
Yeah.
for 1180. Yeah, it's nice.
No block on the Orcs yet, which is kind of a problem, but not that
What
big
do
a
you think
deal.
of Mighty Blow on the Elves for the first skill?
Uh,
That's a bit like the Kenwi thing, isn't it?
well, it's yes is the short answer.
Mm. But they got
Um,
Frenzy, which is a bit scary.
so it's both scary and also means they level faster. They're more likely to knock things
Mm.
down, so they're more likely to get the advantage of Mighty Blow. Um, then Frenzy really adds to your killing potential. People often underestimate its effect on removals, but even just like without Mighty Blow, just having Frenzy really adds a lot of damage potential to a team. So yeah, and like the combination of Frenzy and Mighty Blow makes it a lot better than block at gaining SPP, but obviously also
Right.
a lot more risky. So you knock more things down, but you also roll more 1 in 9s, which is problematic.
Helio's got a 12-man team.
Yeah, which is
And
good.
he's 1040. So he's
He's gonna
140 in inducements.
about that, yeah. Oh, he's got a level to take on a thrall though, so maybe
Oh, yeah.
maybe not. Is he saving? Might be saving for a 5th vampire. More vampires is good, right?
Or another reroll.
Another reroll.
He wants another reroll as well, yeah.
Yeah, I don't mind. I don't mind vamps with 3 rerolls. 3 rolls is kind of enough if you're going to go the pro route.
What about an Apo?
Guard first is a weird skill choice though. Like dodge, block, pro, pretty much the 3 normal ways of building vampires to start with. But guard is a left field choice. I don't even particularly like guard on vampire teams generally, because if you need an assist, you just gaze away the people who are getting in the way, right? Theoretically.
Yeah.
I do,
And I'm not big on the movement up either.
Oh,
I don't like it myself.
You're so wrong about that. Vampires' biggest problem is their slowness. I would take a move up over a strength up from a vampire. Like if it was a choice between the two, I would take a move up. Move is amazing. I love move up vampires. Personally,
but don't you think it just takes them like so long? Like they've got general agility and strength access. So like by the time they get to 3 skills, without any stat ups, they're really good. You've got a blood step or whatever you want to have. You can have a killer. You can have
like
sidesteppers.
okay, so theoretically, like building a player, yeah. But the thing is, vampires tend to self-destruct, and so you actually like they're one of they're a team that really breaks the Blood Bowl meta of stalling out for eight turns, right? You generally don't want to stall out for 8 turns. You generally want to get the ball and score, and then get the ball again and score again, and keep doing that every 3 or 4 turns, ideally, right? You don't, because the longer you
on defense. Yeah.
well, no, because the longer you spend, the more thralls you bite, and thralls end up like the majority of them will end up either stunned, which is kind of problematic in that turn, or the thralls will get KO'd maybe if you're lucky, right? And if you score a lot, then the KOs come back. And if you score a lot, they get unstunned. And if your players get a bit separated out, then scoring brings them back together again. And because they can turn people over so well, they're actually like really good at that. I actually think this matchup, Norse against vampires, if I was playing against myself with these two teams, I would favour the vampires, because
All right.
with 4 or more vampires, you can cover most of the pitch, and nowhere is safe. So the Norse can't put the ball anywhere comfortably without the vampires getting a punch on it. And if they can get it on the floor and then get it away the next turn, and they can score the next turn, the games often run away from Norse teams. Like basically, vampires' best opponent is slow bash teams, and Norse are not a very fast bash team. And especially, I noticed that the Norse team don't have a runner, so their movement is less than these vampires, right? Both teams have movement 6.
And you can two-turn. You can two-turn better with a movement 7 vampire, yeah.
Yeah, so that's exactly where I was heading towards. With movement 7, you run in forward 7 squares, and then you score without even having to make GFIs, right? Is that right? 14 squares, yeah.
Yeah.
So you can two-turn on your drive easily, put your opponent on defense, then pressure them for the whole of their drive where they're trying to make it 6 turns or whatever. Hopefully you get it away and you get to score again, and you get to do it again. I've had so many games where good vampire coaches do that to me, and it's horrific. Like, you're trying to, you're like, oh, I definitely need to stall it out for 8 turns. That's I've been told that's the right thing to do. But against vampires, it's so hard. And vampires are so bad on offense. Usually, they have like gaze and stuff means they can kind of go anywhere they want, but they're always rolling so many dice.
Yeah.
But anyway, that's enough.
They get pinned down quite easily.
Yeah.
So, have a look at the league table.
I'm sorry, but I was saying I prefer vampires if I was playing both sides. But I prefer Gypsum over Helio, so I'm voting for Gypsum. Sorry, Helio.
I went for Gypsum as well.
Okay, yeah. I mean, the table at the moment is pretty meaningless, right? It's like 4 teams have won, 2 teams drew, and 4 teams lost. So it doesn't really mean anything, does it? Can't draw too many conclusions from this.
We got no AI teams anymore. No, they're all.
No, I replaced the last AI team.
Cool. Yeah.
So
Excellent.
Yeah, and Goblins at the moment, 2 of the top 4 teams.
Hey.
All right, so Rock, yeah,
Our league.
Indeed. I am confirming the round. Okay, so if anybody is unhappy with how matches went and want games rolled back, it's too late. You can't do it now. Okay, and I've run the command. All right, so the betting is appearing in Discord at the same time. All right, so first game is my team to start with, Blazing Squad, against Ink's RPS Fun Dwarves. Sigh.
I bet they're not that much fun.
Well, let's see.
1490.
Blazing Squad there. Okay, so I am 1530, although I currently have 8 players. So I'm actually 1770. Yeah.
1770.
Yeah.
Oh. I think you're going to struggle in this one.
Against the Fun Dwarves with a Death Roller, so they're going to be getting bright. 13 players. Yes, I will indeed be struggling on this one. This is horrific.
Yeah, because he's gonna have a couple of bribes against you, and probably what's he got? 1770. He's got 280.
He does have a Strength 2 dwarf, which is unusual. And an AV7 runner.
Again, is a bit unusual. He get to run a dirty player, or is that sure hands?
That is dirty. He has a dirty player runner. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's not actually that unusual to have a second runner who's like your kind of throwaway runner. especially in
All right.
like some min maxing competitions. That people sometimes do that. Like having he's like runners are really cheap, right? 80k when your long beards are 70k, and he's movement 6 and has sure hands, so he still can carry the ball in a pinch if you need. But if you feel like you've got the game locked down, you can foul with him.
Yeah, I like it.
Not sure how that works with the death roller though, because I feel like you want to keep the bribes to keep the death roller on, and you don't really want your runner to get sent off. So I feel like the two don't work together. Like I don't hate this as an idea, but I'd like it more on a team that didn't have a death roller.
But
And
it's Fund Wolves, so
it's
Fund Wolves have to have a death roller.
that's fair, and I guess that's why they also took Mighty Blow
Yeah,
first on all the Longbeards rather than Guard.
yeah, because Guard's boring.
And he does have 2 Troll Slayers as well, which is not entirely normal. But yes, he is going to have
Good coach as well.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
He can have 3 bribes against you if he wants.
Yes, yes, he can.
Yeah, but I suspect he's saving up for a Longbeard to replace the Strength 2 one.
Oh yeah, I guess he doesn't want. He won't want to spend money on. Yeah, so he won't want to spend. In fact, he can't. He's 10k short of. Oh no, he's not. No,
All right.
maths is hard sometimes. No, he's not. No, he's got exactly the right amount of money. He could spend his entire bank to get three bribes.
Not worth it.
No, it's not. Wait, no, I'm doing
Have
this
you
wrong.
got much of a grievance playing him? You know, have you got a bit of a history between you? You must have played each other quite a few times.
We've played each other a few times. I think he's beaten me quite regularly. I don't remember winning, but that might just be I tend to remember the losses more than the wins. Box full of dwarfs is pointing out that there are 3 games against AI this week, which sucks.
Oh, what? Yeah, we wanted to make it a Wizen tournament, and you have to have 10 teams in it, and we just couldn't manage to get 10 coaches to come into VOC, could we?
No.
So that's unfortunate.
Yeah, it is. It sucks. I guess yeah. Well, it's not if someone can magic up a friend who wants to play a not terrible but not massively high, not massively low or not massively high TD team. I don't actually Pony of Doom, 1860 flings. That's a pretty good team choice for. But anyway, yeah, we'll happily accept people who want to come and join to get rid of these AI as well, right? But anyway, we're working on a way of fixing that for the future. This is we're talking behind the scenes about it anyway. I'm not sure we've entirely decided because we need to pin Ethelred down to talk about it more, I think. But fine. Yeah. All right, so the next game is your game, and you are playing against AI. What's going to happen with these 3 AI games? Okay. You're just going to admin them, or are we going to you're going to play them?
I'll probably play it. I think you can choose. I think it's up to the coach if they want to play it or just have an admin win.
I can't remember exactly what the rules are. Yeah. Well, you and your pros get to farm touchdowns against a 1-4-40 chaos team who have a chaos warrior with agi up, block, and claw.
All right.
I mean, actually, the teams. I mean, there's a couple of odd skill choices here. The claw first always being bad.
Only 3 rerolls. Normally, the computer has like 5 or 6 rerolls, doesn't it?
Yeah, 1440 is not that high. I quite like the fact they've taken block on everyone as well. That's not a terrible choice. But the computer is not clever. So yeah, like. I don't think we can count any bets made against AI. Yeah, so no one's winning any points in the betting competition from playing the AI. Yeah, if you don't want to play it, that's fine.
Yeah.
Yeah, agreed. All right, so the next game
I'll probably
is
play and win 3-0 and but lose my best player. You know, get my best player killed.
that is one of the things about playing the AI. It does result in some random attrition sometimes, which obviously, if it gets happened, you don't need to worry about. Because the AI still does make blocks and roll block dice, and actually quite a lot of block dice. It often chooses to roll 3 dice and stuff, so the chance of it getting people down every turn is pretty high. It's just the rest
They
of the
don't
game.
foul you either.
Yeah, never fouls. No, I don't think. But yeah, I mean, yeah, it's just the rest of the game that the computer's terrible at. Making blocks, pretty clever. Actually moving the ball around, not at all. Anyway, so we do have a game that's a proper game, and that is Saroni, Albion the Way Home, against Shug Daddy, Big Bone Brawlers.
Norse versus Kenry.
Yeah. Although I still can't find them. Oh, there we are. There's the Norse. Quite a lot of Norse in this league at the moment. That's surprising. And the Rock Norse. Oh, actually, they're a higher TV Norse team, but more spread out skills. And wow, this is some lineman skills and a half. Jesus, you don't normally get like normally one of the biggest problems with Norse is rolling a bunch of normals and having some terrible bend Norseman or something. But this has just been doubles upon doubles and a strength up.
That could end up quite a nice Norse team, couldn't it?
Yeah, and it's got a block Yeti. I have a block Yeti in ACC. He actually got dodge. He got a second double, which I took dodge to make it blodge. And oh my god, getting the SPP when you've only got claw and no mighty blow takes so long. I actually I got a third double and turned it down for mighty blow because of how slow the Yeti was leveling with just claw. Because it's painful. And a level on the Berserker, which I assume is also going to be more mighty blow, right?
Yeah, unless it's a double. Would you take dodge on a double? Would you?
Probably you want mighty blow on the Berserker. You kind of want the kill stack on the Berserker more than you want dodge, right? I have taken dodge on my team. On a Berserker once or twice as well. My Berserkers always die. I'm not very good at protecting them. I tend to throw them at things and pile on all the time because that's what they're there for, and then they die.
So forget the doubles, just mighty blow, piling on, tackle. That's the way to go, yeah.
Sometimes you need to go piling
Every
on
time.
first. If you're feeling like if you're feeling strong, piling on first gets you more cas than just mighty blow. So and he's got jump up, so like the negative of piling on counts less because you've got jump up, right?
Take piling on then.
Yeah, but you have to pile on everything. None of this. I'm only piling on a little bit. For it to work better than mighty blow, you have to be piling on everything.
Every turn.
Every time. Yeah, literally, you have to hold the button down because there are times where you don't break armor the first time, and piling on causes a cas, right? So people say don't pile on everything because you want to stand up sometimes. Just no, hold down the button, pile on everything. Which is also where my Berserkers will die. And he's against this Kenry team. And again, I find Kenry quite difficult as Norse. Because, Norse are not a very strong bash team.
Yeah. It's he's only got one mighty blow, but yeah, that can easily go the Kenry way this game.
No dirty player.
It's a nice Norse team.
He's not. It's no dirty player. Is this a non-fouling Kenry team?
It's the worst Kenry team I've ever seen. Then
non-fouling Kenry. I told you I started playing Kenry in another league, and I got told off on stream for I streamed a game, and someone told me off for not fouling enough as Kenry. I was not allowed my Kenry membership until I started fouling more.
Near enough, the only way of winning games is by fouling and removing players.
Yeah, agreed.
Yeah, like Yeah, he's got 4 leveled up. He's got 4 leveled up skeletons, and none of them have got dirty player. It's unreal.
Yeah.
What's he thinking of? That's bad for Norse, though. You know, that's taken Norse's sort of key thing away from him, innit?
Yeah.
So close game, I think. I might go draw on this one.
Oh, I actually clicked draw already. I'm gonna choose. I'll choose the Norse then. So we choose something different. I feel like we've been choosing the same thing too often.
All right, all
Um,
right.
and both the other games are the games against AI, right? So there's there was Box Full of Dwarves, Mootly's Crew.
Motley Crue is Ponya Doom.
Yeah,
That's halflings.
yeah, with a beautiful movement up, break, tackle, grab tree. Just movement up alone is great. Right?
Wow. Wow, nice.
And 2 agi up flings as well. Oh wait, was this a stunty league team where you had too many levels, so you weren't just playing stunty anymore, and that's why they're here? Ah, and a dirty player as well. Nice, Fling Nation representing, and they raging smashers.
He plays flings quite well, doesn't he? He's quite good with flings.
So if you were to choose to play them, see, look, the computer knows it. The computer's taking it, piling on first on this human blitzer. I bet you it never piles on because the computer doesn't know how to use skills, so it basically just never does any skill things that never piles on. Always selects diving tackle no matter what you do. So and that kind of thing. Maybe it always piles on. Maybe I'm remembering that wrong. I don't know. Anyway, whatever you choose to do.
I don't think I've played computer with a piling on.
Yeah, I don't remember. Wow.
4 rerolls.
4 rerolls, which so that's good anti-chef building there. So actually, I totally would understand the things not wanting to play against this team. A sidestep blitzer. How about that for a double choice?
He's been playing in flings for 2 to 3 years. Wow.
Yeah. What do you think about like the keeping of AV5 halflings as well? And if there's a bench as well, you got enough money to have a fairly big bench if you wanted to spend some of it. You could buy 5 more flings. You can have even more money after we have in this game as well, right? So save up.
Yeah.
And Mantis. So we'll admin the game in favor of the human, right? So hopefully next week the AIs will have to play each other because they'll all be down the losing end of the table, right?
Played each other on the first week as well. 2 of them.
Okay, yeah. So, but as it's Swiss, they'll be at the bottom of the table after this point, and and they'll play each other in different,
Yeah.
They'll be the 2 of them will play each other each week, hopefully from now on. Is that possible? Yeah, it's possible. Yeah. No, it's not. There's only 3 games they can play together, so that one, and that one. Anyway.
Well, they play each other 3 out of 5 weeks, by the sounds of it. That ain't bad.
Yeah. All right, fine. And so the last team that we haven't looked at yet is Mantis. Is this part of the name of your team? Tribute to Clock? Tribute Clock? Tribute Clock. I don't know. See that wasn't even written.
Yeah.
That wasn't even written just to make us have trouble saying it. That was just That's just.
Or Tribute K-Lock. Tribute Clock. Are they named as players?
Yes. Oh, Death Clock. It's the metal cartoon band. Nathan Explosion is the heavy metal cartoon. Look up if you're kind of interested in heavy metal even remotely. It's a fun series of of cartoons where a heavy metal band do metal things. There's a few vaguely metal songs in there as well. It's pretty good. It's pretty good entertainment.
And what's it called?
Death Clock. Death Clock.
Metal K-Lock, is it called?
No, Death Clock. I think is it Death Clock.
Death Clock.
Yeah, I will post the Wikipedia link in the chat because
Oh,
there you go. That's the first thing that comes up, and in case the spelling is weird.
it's taken a Minotaur on a Chaos team. Boo.
Is he
Not for
using
me.
it? Has he bought it recently, or is he not using it that much? Because 2 SPP on the only Mighty Blow player on the team doesn't seem like a lot.
And it's played 11. They played 11 games as well, so
Okay, so
maybe they just got it.
Yeah, Minotaur's only been there for 5 matches, but still, 5 matches in 2 SPP sounds like he's not using it that much. Oh, it's also interesting.
They're not for me. They're too unreliable.
He's not built a killer on the rest of the team either. He's gone. I like having some block, but going 6 block and a tackle and then a claw is a weird selection of skills in my opinion. Or at least it's not the meta. Let's say. Maybe he's playing. I'm not buying any Mighty Blow, but I'll take the Minotaur and give him Mighty. And he's already got Mighty Blow. I don't know. But Mantis also gets a week off. Okay, so that's the
Right.
so yeah, of course, because 2 of the AI teams played each other, one of them won. So one of the AI teams is actually the top of the division, with the other 4 coaches who won their games this week. No draws. Interesting. No draws at all.
Right. Wow.
Yeah. So let's have a look at shotgun. Yeah, cool. Wow, not even dropped any frames at all. I should stream from him often. All right. Confirming the round in shotgun. There'll be no AI teams in shotgun, obviously, because it's just the 6 teams that have qualified for shotgun. And I'll run the Discord bot now. Okay, so we have Poglar, the Wooden Actors, against Guido Baggins, the Ryman Hypothesis. I think I said that vaguely right.
Which are undead. That's Guido Baggins undead.
Against Poglar's Wood Elves. So the Wood Elves are at home. They are slightly short on linemen, but doing well otherwise. They have a tree, they have an Agi strip tackle war dancer, and a tackle sidestep war dancer, and 3 catchers, all have block, 1 with sidestep. Pretty straightforward. I actually like giving at least one of the catchers sure feet, because they start with sprint, and I don't like doing 3 GFIs with them. So giving one of them sure feet kind of unlocks the usefulness of sprint a bit.
What's your thoughts on giving war dancers wrestle?
I think it's a fine, like 4th skill or 3rd skill maybe. But yeah, like strip's better. Like if you take it, so tackle works to negate dodge. So if you're taking tackle, surely taking wrestle is a similar choice, right? You're negating block, so you can still get the ball down when you really need to. It's obviously risky, and you've got like a 200 TV player that probably will get stamped on. But if you're going to win the game by wrestling down the opponent, getting the ball and running away with it, I think it's a risk that I'd be willing to take.
Keanu leaves. Wrestle might be a good next skill. Leaping into cages and wrestle tackling them down.
Maybe the agi up is a bit too much to risk putting on the floor. I'd be happier doing it with the non-agi up.
Right. Look after him, yeah?
Yeah. I don't know. And the other one's got tackle sidestep. What's his next skill? Is he going to go strip as well? Maybe he gets wrestle for dealing with blodgers. I don't know.
That would work.
Sure hands blodgers. Anyway, or maybe he gets a double. Get Jugs and Frenzy. Oh, I don't mind a Frenzy War Dancer as well.
Oh, right, okay.
Because
Mighty Blow, surely, if you roll a double.
yeah, or Mighty Blow, sure. Jugs helps with if you've all got strip though, right? You can turn the both down that would have been a wrestle into a strip if they don't have sure hands, right? But
Yeah, I like it. Yeah, I didn't think of that. That's good.
um,
But he's got a challenge on his hands, hasn't he?
so yeah, Guido's built probably a pretty good wood elf killing undead team.
We were looking at his stats during the week, weren't we? He's a phenomenal coach.
Yeah,
He
yeah,
really is.
he is a very good coach, and he's in OCC playing high elves at the top tier there as well. He's a very good coach. So yeah, Poglar's a pretty good coach himself though.
He is. He is. He's
Are you
But I
favor?
think I think this is a hard game to win for him.
I mean, I think the undead's main win condition is killing things, and you can't rely on killing things. I mean, and positioning well, right? So, if Guido controls the ball well and protects it well, he's only got 2 guard and only on the mummies. So, if he wants to keep the ball in the cage protected with guard, he's going to move very slowly up the field. That could be a problem with the tree on the field as well, right? The tree gets hold of one of the mummies, and suddenly you're leaving yourself open to, at the very least, a 1D strip, or
Yeah.
or a tackle.
But he's got sure hands on the goal,
Yeah,
so that's
but no
negating these.
block, so the tackle war dancers can both roll 1 dice and be not unhappy with the result.
Yeah, pretty.
It's a scary game for both
Yeah.
teams, isn't it? Really, like the Wood Elves have to be afraid of losing something important, and the Undead have to really play well to make sure to be with a chance of winning.
I'm going undead myself.
I am going to go for a draw in this one.
Oh,
Probably wrong. Probably
just because you didn't want to pick the same thing as me.
no, I don't think so. I think I talked myself into it from trying to argue with you about it. I think, but yeah, I think a draw is plausible, especially at this kind of level, right? You tend to get more draws the better coaches play. I think.
Yeah. Yeah.
So next is Gelbeck against Shinian. Gelbeck's Mork's favourite. A 780 Orc team with a bit of bloat on the bank. I don't know if you can hang on to that. Actually, there'll be
1840, but 40k bank, so 1800.
Yeah. So after you got that level up as well, yeah. Guard. So
Yeah.
a team that's going to have guard on even the thrower. That's how far this guard Orc team are going. Although having said that, none of them
have strength factor.
No, what Orc throwers? No strength access from the Orc.
No.
That's a double. Yeah.
Okay.
I think dodge would be more common, the common pick. I don't know, but I like it. Although it kind of underlines how it's hard to say the word unlucky he's been with the Black Orcs. He's got 2 strength 5 Black Orcs. It's pretty awesome. But you'd want to have some guard on your Black Orcs, and he's got none, which is just weird, right?
Yeah, I'd have taken guard instead of mighty blow on number 2 there.
Yeah.
Gabba.
Yeah, I agree. I'd like
But
to
it
see.
is 10 wins, 5 draws, 6 losses. So not an outstanding record, but a good record.
Yeah. But yeah, that like 3 strength 5 team, 3 strength 5 players on an Orc team. If there was guard in there as well, that would just be so horrible to deal with. And the troll. No goblin to throw though, sadly. And he's playing against the pointy hats of Ulafan, Shinians, High Elves, who
Last year's champs.
yeah,
Am I?
giving inducement. Yeah, yeah, I think so. Was it them or I was like, yeah, no, it was them, wasn't it? Actually, I'm not.
41 wins, 25 draws, 20 losses. So good record.
A lot of games. Not
Yeah.
unsurprising for a 2000 something TV high elf team. 12 players, a catcher with strength 4 and agi 5, another agi 5 catcher, a lineman with strength 4 and agi 5. No movement ups, which is kind of harsh.
Knife here at the bottom is a leaping wrestle, which is strength 4, edge 5, leaping wrestle. That's a proper handful, that player.
Yeah, terrifying. And only 66 SPP away from getting tackled. And also, having
another strength up.
having 2 other agi players to recover the ball with is pretty scary, isn't it? And all that blodge.
Nice team.
Yeah.
All that lodge and sidestep, yeah.
The Orcs get the inducements here and have a dirty player, so I guess they'll be going for the fouling, but it's hard not to bet for Shinian in this one, I think.
Okay. I'm going for the Orcs.
Oh, you're going for the Orcs, huh?
Yeah.
Okay, so I noticed that in both rock and paper, the bot did 1.98 for all the home teams and 2.02 for the away teams. Maybe it's a Swiss thing. Maybe it's not very good. Maybe it's Swiss that breaks it. Because in shotgun, it's got proper odds, so it actually has.
Yeah.
But it's given Poglar a better rating with his wood elves than Guido with his undead, which is intriguing.
Maybe he's outstanding with wood elves. Maybe that's what it is.
Yeah. Okay, and the last game in the league is Ozone's 50 Shades of Graves. Ozone is possibly the player I have played the most in Blood Bowl 2, and he has beaten me about 20 out of 25 games. Absolutely.
I was absolutely shocked when I found that out.
The truth of it is, we used to play in this French league when, at the beginning of Blood Bowl 2, when there were only 8 teams. It was a lot of fun. I can't say I took it entirely seriously. It had a lot of interesting shtick about it, like things like it had competitions where you just played a race, and everyone in that competition was the same race. So it was like orcs against each other, or necro against each other, and so we played a lot where we were playing like some random team, low TV, and he was more experienced a coach than I was then, and so it was like I was a terrible coach. He didn't really care. I just enjoyed doing stupid things. So my orc team was the only one that had like 4 goblins, and I was just throwing goblins all the time, which made for better stories, but he made better wins. Let's say.
I love the way you explain this every time it gets brought up.
It's not that I care. It's not that I care. Okay, I don't care at all. However, whatever. Anyway, yeah. Yeah, and Necro is one of the teams I am least good at as well, coincidentally, which is what he's playing here. Standard.
The only time I've beaten you is when you've played Necro.
Is that true?
The only time I've beaten you.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I have to like even goblins and halflings. I think my Necro record is worse than those. That might be a slight exaggeration, but yeah, my Necro record's poor. I just have a blind spot for them for some reason. I don't know why. But this looks like a good team. A lot of guard, considering. I mean, only the amount of guard that you kind of expect, I guess, actually. Why is that zombie there? That's kind of annoying. I guess that was a dead player from the last game. He's just taken a zombie and it hasn't been moved around. Strength 4 zombie? I'm not sure I'm a fan of that. I guess it works with the flesh columns, but kind of it's a lot of TV.
4 strength 4 players now. Yeah, it is a lot of TV.
Yeah.
It's
Uh,
not bad.
I'm also not a big fan of the Agi up white either. Like whites kind of have a job to do, and I'm not sure Agi helps that job enough. Like it makes them better, but I don't think it makes them better by 40 TV.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, I don't think I think they're sort of like your assisting pieces. Guard and stand firm and mighty blow are the way to go with whites myself.
Yeah. I mean, actually, I think whites are different on Necro to Undead. I think that's also something that's worth saying because Necro always roll a mighty blow werewolf. That becomes your killer. And I think whites on Necro are far more supporting than on the undead team, where usually, or quite often, you'll have an undead team with a pommer or tackle pommer, which is a bit less supportive. But anyway,
Yeah,
nice team. Going to be missing is Agi,
nice.
Lodge Stepping, Sure Hands Ghoul. Um, but yeah, 16-20. That's pretty low as well for this kind of team, isn't it? Which is probably pretty
Yeah, and I'm
pretty
just
good.
looking at AWEX teams. AWEX 1610. So not much inducements going around on this one. Five,
Yeah,
six,
and it's
seven,
yeah,
eight, nine,
full
10.
11
No,
players.
he's a player down. He's a player down. So
Yeah, but he's a player down to 11, so
16,
he's on 11
18.
players. That is
Oh, is
11.
he?
Yeah, he'd normally
Five,
be 12.
6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 4, 5,
Oh no, wait,
6,
no, I'm
7,
counting
8,
wrong. I
10.
must.
Yeah,
I'm
10.
no, no, you're right. You're right. Yeah, he's down a player. Sorry, I'm an idiot. I was going to say you can count the gaps. Look, there's 1, 2, 3, 4 gaps and one missing, but there's 2 missing. I wasn't counting the missing strength 5 player for some
Right.
reason. But yeah, so he's missing a player. So
But
yes,
nice team.
yeah, missing
Another
2.
Edge 5 leaping wrestle player. Wrestle strip ball this time
Yeah, wrestle
on the
strip
Witch Elf.
and frenzy. So there's it's important not to forget that she doesn't just get 1 dice, but she'll get a second dice with a follow up blitz as well, right? And we saw that the Ozone's Ghoul is missing, so no sure hands on the Necro. Coincidentally,
Right.
no ball handler for the Dark Elves either, or no
No
specialized ball
one picking
handler.
the ball up this game. They're
Um,
just having a fight.
yeah, sacking and fighting. No mighty blow on this Dark Elf team either. Oh no, there is one. Yeah, there is one. Sorry.
Yeah. Yeah. Deathray Charles.
Hmm. This is a tough one. So again, they're both really good coaches. I'm gonna go for a draw. I'm gonna say it quickly before you get to.
I was just about to say draw. I'm gonna go the Elves.
Cool.
All right.
Okay, and in fact, they did have a draw. So there's 2 teams won: Guido and Gelbeck, Poglar and Ozone drew, and Awek she lost. But again, early in the season. So we'll try and do this every time we roll the divisions. I think. Yeah, does that sound like a good idea?
Yeah.
Which
Yeah.
may or may not be Mondays because obviously it's a 10-day match, 10 days to play your games. Starting now. So the next one.
We'll work something out towards the end of the match week. I'm really sorry. I've got to shoot.
Yeah, no, that's fine. I think
But thanks for
we're
doing this.
done. I'll raid us across to some other Blood Bowl streamer who might enjoy the people watching at the moment. And thank you for joining me, and for suggesting this and getting it done. And thanks for everybody watching as well. Rick, Andy, Art. I think will raid Andy and Davo. Oh wait, no, he's live. There we go. All right, so thanks again, everyone who came along, and we'll do this again next time. Okay. Thank you. And goodbye.